Hi guys, what you can see me doing is the other day I got held up with a phone call, so I finished painting them and I've top coated them. So because I want to do the nail art on these pretty nails, and this pink I'm so happy with, it makes them really look like ballet slippers. So I'm going to change it up a little, and I'm going to wear two different designs. So one hand I'm actually going to make laces and bows like ballet slippers, and so they look like ballet slippers, like point toe shoes. And the other hand is going to be still dedicated to my dear friend, and I so much miss Nettie, and her daughter Ebby. So I just needed to fix the shape up on that, which I'll do again a little bit off camera. It's just a little wider than the other one. I'm going to get my Nail Pure Plus, and I am going to wipe right around the finger. Like so, and just make sure that I am happy. Okay, this one I'm really happy with because I do get nicotine stain. It's what I have. This one needs a little bit more of a buff. And I'm only giving it those two nails a really good buff just because I want that stain, which it is now. I want them gone off the nails. Now before I'm going to go any further with my designs, because I am going to give this another coat of pink, I am definitely going to refine my shape. That's better. They're now more matching on here, so that when I come along I can cap my edges and not have to worry about filing later. And I'll just get those bits of natural nail sticking up there off. Okay, so we're all done. So back to this really pink shimmer rose. I'm just going to roll it because it has been sitting. It shan't need as much. So I'm going to do this one hand at a time. So that's all I'm doing. Oops, that was a bit too much polish on my brush. So all I'm doing is just giving it a nice fresh coat. I just want that pink to pop a little bit more. It was very super delicate, which I really like. What I'm going to do first is, I'm just going to move this here so you guys can see it. I have some brushes. So I have two detail brushes, two liner brushes. So this detail brush is finer than this detail brush, and the same with those liner brushes. This one's thinner than this one. So first off, I'm going to roll some green. And I've got 3 different greens out. So there is method to my madness. So I'm just going to put grab that blob, a fairly good blob of the light green down. I've got this, and that light green is called Dreaming of Blue. It's more a teal, blue, green. Okay, oh, I forgot to grab a yellow. That's okay. I'm sure I'm going to have to pause the camera. This green, it's called Green with Envy. And I'm just going to pop that down out of my way. And then I've got this emerald, what's it called? Emerald cut. Needs a little bit more of a roll. Yep. This is a pretty metallic key polish look, and it's got a shimmer to it, and I find that it takes a lot more mixing. That will do me for what I want. And I really love working with the gel polishes because I don't need water. If I make a boo-boo, I can wipe it up, or I can clean it up with my alcohol. So I've got my thumb, I'm in camera frame. I'm just going to get some of that light green, and I am just going to come up to here, and I'm going to run that line down here very gently. Oops. Okay, and the same on this side. Okay, so because I made that little stumble, all I'm going to do is put a little bit of alcohol up in my bottle, and I'm just going to come along and I'm just going to thin out this line back here. Okay, just to the thinness that I need it to be or require. I don't really want this green line too thick, but I don't want it too thin. So I'm just going to quickly flash cure that. I'll take that green off my brush. I'm going to get some of this darker green, and I'm going to run my line. Sorry, I'm a bit shaky down today. I'm just going to try and run a line down the center of the green that I've just placed. It doesn't have to be perfect. And just finish it off. Okay, so I will come back. I'm going to do that to all my nails, and when I'm finished that, I'll be back with the next step. Okay guys, they've all been done, so I don't know how well the camera picks it up, but there's two different greens. Now I'm just going to roughly blend some of that darker green with this teal green, and I'm going to make a few little leaves. I'll get some more of that green. the darker green. That's better. And you want some to go sort of go up and some to go down the nail. And I don't want to cover the whole nail in leaves. I just want a very, very sparse, random ness of the leaves. Do one down here. Okay, and then I'm going to just remove that mix, and I'm just going to highlight with that other green because it's more yellowy. And all I'm trying to do is add some dimension to the leaves, not so they're so artificial. Okay, so I'm gonna cure that for a second. Guys, welcome back. So I've got out some colours. This one here, this bright pink, is called Meet Me at the Abbey. This purple is Save the Date. Bianca is what NSI call their white, which is Italian for white. Ebonie, which is black. This is Mahala. Yeah, it's Hawaiian name in this yellow. And then over here we have this brighter yellow, which is called Lemon Twist, and it's a neon. And then, oh, don't roll in there, nearly. And then I have a little bit right over here on the very end is some of that green that I was using before, just in case. Now again, this is why I love using gel polishes when I'm doing stuff because if you keep it out of the lights, it doesn't dry out. So why I wasn't too worried, sorry, I'm not in frame, about my leaves is because to a point they're gonna get sort of covered, some of them. So what I'm going to do is on this finger, I'm doing, as you can see, it looks like it's going to be a rose, but at the moment it's just a gigantic white blob. Down here I'm sort of going to do, yeah, a teardrop sort of shape, because this is going to be a bud. And then I think I'm going to do sort of like a daisy type thing just here for this flower. Just make my petals a bit better, more flower-like anyway, at least. Okay, so I'll just put my brush in some alcohol because it really needs 5 petals. Not 4. So I'm just trying to fix that mistake. As best I can. Okay, so then I'm going to get a dotting tool and I'm just going to dot into some of the white, and just on this side here I'm going to put 3 dots, turn those 2 dots into 2 dots, and then 1 dot, sort of to make like a little bit of wisteria, but that's looking like it might be too much on my nail. So let's get rid of that because I'm not happy with that either. And let's try the wisteria type dots up here, like there. Dotting down the nail, that's better. Okay, so I'm just going to flash that for a second. I am going to get some of this pink and I'm going to make a little comma mark in the nail, and then I'm just going to slowly go around making C shapes, creating the illusion that this is a pink and white rose. Okay, and on my bud I'm just going to lightly dust some colour down here, and then I'm going to sort of put a petal there and a petal here. Let's try that one again. What have you been told, Dollar? You don't care, do you? So I'm just going to hit the top of that again with my pink and come back over here, and then just come down gently down the side to give the illusion. And then on the wisteria dots I'm going to hit with the pink. Said, oops, sorry guys, Abby really was into her pinks, God, anybody think he's half starved? Okay, so that's that one. And it will go in and get cured. So I'm going to pause the camera. I'm going to do some more flowers. And when I'm finished them, I will be back. Okay guys, we're back, and the roses and the buds, and I've got some purple wisteria there, and then there's the pink here, and that will all tie in. I'll make those purple a bit lighter, but you can see I've got some spaces, and there's some method to that madness. I'm just going to put out a little bit more of this white. Hope I don't have to reshake it and it hasn't settled. Awesome. Okay, so what my plan is, because it is spring and that, I have plans, and I'm just looking at spaces of where I want to do what on these nails. So I think I'm going to do something just here on this nail, because I want to do some dots across and like loops in there, so I'm going to do the other one here. So I'm going to get this big dotting tool, and I'm going to put a big, I don't want it round, I want it more oblongy, like it's come out, dot. And I'm just going to flash set that for a second. And then where it's a bit oblongy up here, I'm going to just make that oblong a little bit bigger, just like that. So we have the two, and then I'm going to flash cure that. Okay, so it's flash cured. I'm now going to pick up some of my lemon twist, and I'm going to paint my two shapes. So we have that. So I'm just going to oops, I just get his little bum here that's still showing white. It's better. And clean that up. Okay. So now I'm happier with my shape. I'm just going to put that in for the full 60 seconds and cure it. And I'll pause the camera and I will be back. So we're back with my blob of yellow. I'm going to get some of the lighter yellow, and I'm going to put just a hint of that. It does have some glitter in it, and I just want a little bit of that just as a highlighter. Some here, and I'm just going to flash cure that. Why is it when you're recording, your nose always wants to play up? So that should be enough. I'm going to grab some black on my striper, and here I'm going to do. Now the only pitfall is with some colours in the gel polish, you really do have to come back and do a second coat, and black is one of them. So I'm not going to try and make these stripes too thick. I am just going to have to come back and do a second coat. And before I do that, I've just got some alcohol on this brush, and I'm just cleaning up anywhere that I got that I shouldn't have got it. Okay, so I'm just going to flash cure that for a second. Then I'll pop it out, and I'm going to touch up that black. And while I do say thin is your best friend, when you're doing the art stuff like this, you've got a little bit more leeway. And I know, because this is how I do it on myself, that when I go to do it on customers, so his stripes are all on, I don't have any issues. So I'm just going to yet again give that a quick flash. I'm just going to line up my liner brush, and actually I think I'm going to, oops, that wasn't good. Sorry, I just got gel polish on the buffer block. I'm going to load up this really fine part of my liner brush, and I'm just going to put a little antennae. I hope you guys can see it. Give my bee a little eye and a little smile, and some wings. That's the best thing. If you're not happy with said wings, well, I've taken everything else off. You can come back, and that's better. And so, and also, bees have little legs. So I'm just going to give him a couple of little legs, scooting out, like so. I'm going to again flash cure that. And then I'm going to get my small dotting tool into the white, and I'm going to put some white dots like they're travelling off that nail. And before I forget, I am going to use that on his leg, a little dot in that black of some of the yellow. So over here on this next finger meeting up, we're going to dot, 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 oops, dot, 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 and dot off. And I'm just going to clean off my liner brush of that black and this little tail that I've got on my white. I'm just going to brush off, and I'm going to do the same over here. I'm going to use, because I want them to get smaller, I'm going to go dot, 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 dot. So we've gone off the nail. Okay, and these dots here, they're just going to start and finish where the bee is. So now I'm happy with that. I'm going to pause the camera, give it a full cure, and lastly I'm going to put something on here, and we will be back and we'll be done with this, the roses and this for Ebby. Okay, so the bee and the dots are all done. Now here I want to do something special. Nettie refers to her as having wings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a butterfly shape in this purple. It's a really pretty purple. Let's save the date, and it's actually a colour that a couple of these colours actually Nettie has actually worn. So I'll just flush cure that again. Now I'm not going to do too much more than that to the wings, because I want them to be transparent. But I am now going to get some black on this super fine tool, and I'm just going to come up underneath my butterfly, and I'm going to give it some oops, that didn't work, antennae. That's better. I'm just changing up its body shape a little bit, and I'm just using some alcohol to do that. I'm going to flash that black. Just going to make my body line stronger and draw in my antenna. It's better. Now down here I'm going to give my butterfly a big squirrely tail. Like so. I'm going to flash that. I'm going to pop into my white, and I'm going to put a white dot there, and I'm just going to put some little white dots on top of the purple just to highlight the wings a little bit. Sorry, my finger's out of frame. I'm just going to pick up some of this on here. My brush. And I'm just going to curl that antenna a little bit more so it's defined. And then to shadow and put a shadow of wings just here, I'm just going to lay down very light black, and I'm going to pick up some of that purple, and I'm going to mix it in with the black just to make it a little bit darker, but just to add some definition that there, and the illusion that there's some wings behind those wings. And I'm just going to clean off there. And that's all I'm doing, is I'm just creating the illusion of wings on that other side. Then I've got some glitter here. This one's a gold glitter, and I'm just going to put it on my bee. I'm just going to quickly flash those two nails. And then on my butterfly, I've got this glitter, and it's pretty and it's holographic, and just on this top wing I am going to wiggling it out so it has some movement. And I'm going to cure it for a full 60 seconds. Before I cure these for a full 60 seconds, I'll just show you clean up is just that simple. And I mean, I don't even really have to use a lint-free pad. I can actually use just a normal cotton wool and a little bit of alcohol, and my chopping board is clean. Okay, so I'm going to cure these, top coat them, and I will be back. Okay guys, welcome back. They're done. My flower garden for Ebby, full with bees and roses and buds and butterflies. So cute.